Hello students, welcome to the SRCC family. I am Dinesh Khanna, HOD Science, SRCC Janakpuri. This is your first class and remember one thing, you are not much aware of the basics of science till class 8th. As you have entered class 9th, it is going to be a bit tough. Don't be disheartened, don't be discouraged by this statement, but you have to do the basics. The more the basics you do in class 9, the more will it be helpful to you in the later classes. Before starting with the syllabus, I'll try to do a bit of basics in chemistry. In the next class, we'll be starting with the first chapter in physics, that is motion. But today, we'll start a bit of basics. For example, if somebody asks you, what is the formula for calcium carbonate? What is the formula for calcium carbonate? Now you have to cram it. Until now you have been cramming it. But there's no need to cram the formula. Until you know how to make the formula. So start with formula making today. Okay? In formula making, you should remember one thing. A compound like ammonium phosphate, calcium sulfate, sodium chloride, there are two charged particles, two types of or more than two types of charged particles combining to form the compound. These charged species are called ions. These are called ions. These ions are of two types. The cation and the anion. Cation is a positively charged ion and this is a negatively charged ion. So that means in a compound, the cation acts as a husband and anion acts as a wife. Now how to make the formula? To make the formula, you should first remember what is the magnitude of charge on this cation and what is the magnitude of charge on this anion. Then I'll tell you how to make the formula. For that, you'll have to learn the charges on the different species. You may call it a valency, okay? But you'll have to remember them. For example, I am telling you some of the ions. Supposing I am talking of cations. Cations are positively charged. Cations are positively charged species. See, if I say sodium ion, it is denoted by Na plus 1. That means charge on the sodium ion is plus 1. Okay? In the same way, magnesium ion is Mg plus 2. Third is aluminium ion is Al plus 3. Beryllium Be plus 2. You'll have to remember these charges along with the symbols for these ions. Fifth is calcium. Calcium is Ca with a charge of plus 2. Sixth is barium. Ba with a plus 2 charge. Seventh is potassium, K plus 1. Eighth is calcium, then is strontium, Sr plus 2, Sr plus 2. Ninth is boron, you call it boron, B plus 3. 10th is ammonium. You might have heard of it before also. Ammonium is NH4 with a charge of plus 1. These are all the husbands with charges on their head. Then is some species or some atoms which have, or ions which have more than one type of charge. For example, this is called iron 2, that is Fe plus 2, and this is called iron 3. Iron can have two charges, iron 2 and iron 3. 13 is copper 1, Cu plus 1. 14th is copper 2. This will be copper plus 2. So these ions have different charges in different compounds. So these are the cations as a whole. You have to learn their symbols along with their charges. Once you have learned them, and now I'll write the anions, the negatively charged ions, and then I'll tell you how to form the formula. You just can't actually cram all the things. The same is the case with chemical equations also. You can't cram the chemical equations. You have to do it on a basis of concepts. Now, I'm starting with writing the anions, the symbols of different anions. And I have told you, anions are the wives. That means they are negatively charged. Anions. An anion is a species with a negative charge on it. Supposing, if I say chloride, chloride is Cl minus 1. Bromide, bromide is Br minus 1. Iodide, this is I minus 1. Fourth is fluoride, F minus 1. Fifth is sulfate, SO4 minus 2. Sixth is sulfite, SO3 minus 2. Seventh is, mind you, this is sulfide. This is sulfite. This is sulfide. This is S minus 2. Eighth is hydroxide. Hydroxide. This is OH minus 1. Ninth is nitrate. Nitrate. Nitrate is NO3 minus 1. 10th is nitrite. This is nitrite. This is NO2 minus 1. 11th is nitride. D for Delhi. Nitride. N minus 3. 12th is carbonate. Carbonate is CO3 minus 2. 13 is bicarbonate. Bicarbonate is HCO3 minus 1. It is also called hydrogen carbonate. 14th is oxide. Oxide is O minus 2. So these are a few. Okay? Others we may be doing after when we have started with the formula making. So these are a few anions. Now you have to make a formula. You ask calcium carbonate, calcium bicarbonate. Then let's see. There are a few left also. Phosphate. Phosphate. PO4 minus 3. 16th is phosphide. P minus 3. These are a few anions. Now you have got the husbands, you have got the wives, you have to make the families. Okay? Just copy these down from the video and then try doing questions on this. Now, I'll start with the formula making. First example. Example 1. If I say write sodium chloride. Sodium chloride. What you have to do is, you write the symbols for sodium ion and chloride ion. Sodium is, as we have already done, Na plus 1. What is chloride? We have already done NaCl minus 1. Now you have to cross the valencies. Now you have to cross the valencies or the charges. Only the magnitude, not the plus minus, only the magnitude. But here you have plus 1 and minus 1. This will cancel them out. Okay? Plus 1 will cancel with minus 1 and you will get the formula NaCl. You will get the formula NaCl for sodium chloride. Had it been the other way, see, had it been magnesium chloride, what is the symbol for magnesium ion? Magnesium plus 2. What is the symbol for chloride ion? Cl minus 1. Now you have to cross the valencies. How? 1 comes here and 2 goes there. 1 comes here and 2 goes there. What happens? 1 has no significance. You don't need to write 1 here. 2 will come here. So what does it become? Mg1. No need to write 1 here. MgCl2. So this is magnesium chloride. Now if the teacher asks you why is sodium chloride NaCl and magnesium chloride MgCl2, you will say because the valency of sodium is plus 1, that of magnesium is plus 2. Is that clear? Now to some other questions. Third, if I say calcium carbonate, we've already done. What is calcium? Calcium is Ca plus 2. And what is carbonate? CO3 minus 2. So as simple as anything. You'll just cancel them out and form CaCO3. This is calcium carbonate. This is calcium carbonate. Is that clear? Supposing we are asked to write aluminium sulfide. Sulfide, D. Sulfide. It's not sulfide or sulfate. It is sulfide. Aluminium you very well know is plus 3. What is sulfide? Minus 2. What do? You just cross the valencies. What do you get? Al2S3. This is aluminium sulfide, as simple as anything. Provided you learn the symbols along with their charges. And then you can write the formula for any compound you want. Now, to a bit complicated ones. Supposing you are asked to write aluminium sulfate. Aluminium sulfate. What is aluminium? Plus 3. What is sulfate? Minus 2. Aluminium is plus 3. Sulfate is minus 2. Now, please keep in mind, if you cross the valencies, 2 comes here and 3 goes here. You cannot write SO43 here. Why? Because this is a complex sign. Now, if you have to add a subscript here, you have to write it in brackets. Do you understand? If you do this 3 here, it will become SO43. That is wrong. What do you do then? If you want to write something here, take it in brackets. Al2SO4 whole thrice. Al2SO4 whole thrice. Do you understand this thing? So that is the thing. Now, next example is barium nitrate. Barium nitrate. What is barium? Ba plus 2. What is nitrate? NO3 minus 1. Now you cross the valencies, but you cannot put this 2 with 3. This will become NO32. So keep this complex ion in the bracket. What do you get? Barium 1 has not to be written here. Ba NO3 whole twice. This is barium nitrate, as simple as anything. Supposing you are asked to write ammonium sulfate. What is ammonium? NH4 plus 1. And what is sulfate? SO4 minus 2. Now, if this 2 comes here, this becomes 42. That is not the way to write the complex ions. What do? Put this NH4 in the bracket and then write it 2 below this. So what will it come out to be? NH4 whole twice SO4. As simple as anything. So this is ammonium sulfate. It's very simple, provided you know the symbol for the ions and the charges on that. That you can do. You have a lot of time nowadays. You are free at home. Start practicing. How will you practice this? You will take one positive ion and then form the compounds with all the other negative ions with it. You will get about 15 of them. Then take the second positive ion, form the compounds. Take the third positive ion, form the compounds. This way you will be able to form about 225 or 230, 250 compounds. So that you can do at home. Now, next is, if I say iron 2 sulfate, iron 2 sulfate. Why I am mentioning iron 2? Because iron has 2 valencies, plus 2 or charges plus 2 and plus 3. Iron 2 means Fe here has a plus 2 charge. Fe plus 2 and sulfate minus 2. Cancel them to get FeSO4. FeSO4. If I say write copper 2 nitrate. What does it mean? It's simple. Here the 2 is mentioned, so it is plus 2. Nitrate is NO3 minus 1. So what do? Copper plus 2 nitrate minus 1. Now cross the valencies. Now again you cannot write the 2 here because it is not a simple anion. This is a complex anion. So you have to form the bracket here. What do you get? Copper nitrate. 1 has no meaning at all. So this will be copper 2 nitrate. Okay. Example next. If you want to write aluminium hydroxide. Aluminium is plus 3. Hydroxide is minus 1. You cross the valencies. You cannot cross it like this. Because if you write a 3 here, it is a complex ion. It will become H3. But whole of the OH has to be 3. So what happens is, you write like this, aluminium and OH thrice. Had it been sodium hydroxide, you would have written Na plus 1, OH minus 1, you would have cancelled. Then there would have been no need to put the bracket. Because you have to write nothing below OH here. Is that clear? So that is how to do the formulae. Next is, if you are asked to write calcium phosphate, what is calcium? Plus 2. Ca plus 2 and phosphate minus 3. Now, what do? You cross the valencies. Calcium is Ca3 because Ca is a symbol. It's not a complex sign. This is a symbol with containing 2 letters. Ca3. Now PO4 consists of more than 1 atom. So it is a complex sign. So PO4 and then twice. Ca3 PO4 whole twice. This is calcium phosphate. This is how you can make the formula. Any number of formula you can make. Supposing you are asked to write copper 1 sulfide. Sulfide D. Copper 1 sulfide. Copper is plus 1. Sulfide is minus 2. What does it come out to be? Cu2S. Cu2S. This is copper 1 sulfide. So this is how to make the formula. Now I have told you how to practice this. Take one cation. Ask your mother or anybody in the house to give you compounds like this. Sodium phosphate, sodium chloride, sodium bromide, sodium nitrate, sodium sulfate, this type, and then magnesium carbonate, magnesium sulfate, magnesium bicarbonate, and then you'll be able to form 200 of these. And then the practice will be there. But before that, you have to learn the symbols along with the charges on these ions. So that is very important. Okay. Then is a few compounds whose formula you have to learn. You have to learn because you are in 11th class now, 9th class, sorry. And in 9th class, you'll have to use the formula of a large number of compounds. So that you should remember. Most of you may be knowing the formula. I don't want to underestimate your capabilities or abilities, but if you don't know, you can learn them. For example, a few acids. Supposing if someone asks you sulfuric acid, what is sulfuric acid? H2SO4. Then is nitric acid, HNO3. Then is hydrochloric acid. Excuse me. Hydrochloric acid, HCl. Then is carbonic acid. What is this? Carbonic acid, H2CO3. This is another type of acid you will be doing in 10th class. Sulfurous acid. Sulfurous acid is H2SO3. A few other formulae. Carbon dioxide. What is carbon dioxide? CO2. Most of you may be knowing this, but it's my duty to tell you. Okay? So this is carbon dioxide. What is carbon monoxide? CO. Then is water. H2O. Okay. Now, a few common names. You'll come across a few common names. For example, if I say common salt. What is common salt? What is common salt? Common salt is sodium chloride. And formula you know? NaCl. Another thing is caustic soda is sodium hydroxide with formula NaOH, caustic soda. Then there is another name, caustic potash. Caustic potash. This is potassium hydroxide with formula KOH. We left over with a few formula in the last topic. That is, supposing if you are asked, what is ammonia? Anybody? Ammonia is NH3. Ammonia is NH3. This is common salt, caustic soda, caustic potash. You have to learn these formulae. Okay. Now what is? So these are a few formulae you have to learn. Sodium chloride is common salt, caustic soda is sodium hydroxide, caustic potash is potassium hydroxide, ammonia, the symbol, the formula we had left over before, so that is ammonia is NH3. So these were a few basic concepts on which chemistry is based. As far as the syllabus is concerned, I'll be doing chemistry, physics and bio, everything with you. In the next class, I'll be starting with motion, a chapter in physics which involves a large number of numericals. It's a numerical based chapter, a large number of numericals are there, but we'll do it slowly and gradually. You will be used to these things and then you'll be doing them. Study material will be mailed to you or will be sent to you by WhatsApp. You'll start doing that after 2 classes. I'll be sending the study material to you. Remain safe. Stay at home. Enjoy your life. Thank you.